Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for January 25th, 2026, and of course, we've got some cold, icy, lazy, slow news. This is kind of a slow week, but there's some big hitter stories in here, some really interesting stuff. I'm going to give you my take on all of this, and then, of course, X-Transbots is gangsta. I considered making the 1385th video about the He-Man trailer, but then I decided I'll just give you my thoughts in this video. It's actually quite positive, to tell you the truth. Also, for those of you who like Transformers and McDonald's, and you remember the Changeables from back in the day, they're coming back with a vengeance. I don't know, this might be more than they've made total in the past, all in one. Not a wave, but I'll give you my thoughts on this. It's about 6 weeks worth of chasing it down and nuggets. Where's Waldo? I got him in the wrong order here, but we'll talk about him. Because where's Waldo? Because we have these other things going on, like a man that is super from Mafex. And he does transition from Clark Kent into Superman. We've got a bird that is big from NECA. He's also very expensive. We've got tigers that are also sharks from Super 7. I already made a video about this, and I'm going to put in a clip from 6 months ago where I predicted this wave, and I was like, I didn't know I was that spot on. And then disappointment. Now, these are great figures. I'm glad they're making them. I just thought they were going to be individually packed. I didn't know it was going to be a literal 4-pack. I saw this and was sadly disappointed in this picture. But anyway, we'll get into just a little bit of Star Wars news. There's some news mauling around for Star Wars coming up. All right, let's do a Show Z store. And at first I was a little confused by this, but now I get it. Or it took me like 30 seconds to get it. But without a box, it's $12 or so cheaper. $100 even, 3 shipping. So this is the upgrade kit for the other parts you already have. To solve your Bruticus lack of gun problem, well, Showzi's got this back up for you. This is the Shockwave or Spock. It is the MSB 32A recolor, $25 out the door. So it's I guess pre-order right now. I know I've got this somewhere. I actually put the wrong one in there. Put one from some other old iteration on mine. Thanks for pointing that out. Somebody pointed it out for me. But if you want to get this so you can have a gun in your Bruticus hand, which is technically not the only one, you can get a 3D print out there, but $25 is not bad for a fully transforming Magic figure. Next up, we got the fourth party TV04 Predator King series Dive Bomb. I am so on the fence. I want to get them. I do. Looks like they're coming pretty fast too. So $28 for this one, $28 for the first one, Dive Bomb and Razor Claw here, and they all look great. They look like it's going to be an excellent set, and I don't know too much more history about it other than it's there, order it, and they're moving fast enough that it seems like it's going to make it out in a relatively short time frame. The only problem is if you wait too long and these sell out, where you're going to get the first 2 components, so that's why I'm thinking about jumping in on it. A little screenshot here. Both of these are shipping. This is the Sunstorm and the Acid Storm for the MPU, and the cool thing about it is that these are the upgraded mold, and you're getting the different colors. I would assume we get a purple one coming pretty soon, whatever they're going to call that one. But I forgot the name of the purple one. But then again, at the same time, if we get the purple one, you can just call them your Rainmakers, right? Is that what they are? Are they using the Rainmakers? Anyway, I've got the yellow one in hand. I'm going to wait and do the review on both the yellow and the green one at the same time. It's just kind of how I like doing things. But if you're interested in these, they're both up for order and shipping right now, $85 each. Remember, TH in the Support Your Reviewer if you want to help the channel out. I'm going to talk about the Changeables first so I don't forget to talk about them, because the way I set things up, this didn't come from my usual news sources. I heard somebody talking about it, so I had to go somewhere and find it. And there it is. It says it's confidential, and I might be getting in trouble for showing this, but I don't care. It starts in 2 days, so... All right, 25th. We're on 25th. here's the thing. You've got 5.5, 6 weeks, something along those lines, to collect all these if you want to collect them. They'll be kind of fun. There's a whole lot of 16. 16's a lot of these figures. So if you're interested in this, I mean, you got to jump on it. Now, here's from my 7.5 years in the fast food industry in the late 90s. Yeah, late 90s. These premiums usually come about 4 per case. You get a bunch of them in the case, but 4. So the first 4, so 4 cases of 4, probably. I don't know how Walmart breakdown's going to be, how it's going to work. But if you want to chase them all, what I'm saying is if you wait till week 3 and you're trying to get wave 1, you're probably going to have to pay a little premium on eBay. The good thing about premiums, especially McDonald's premiums, is they don't really skyrocket in value. But something like this, one might end up being harder to get or whatever. But if you're into them, you need to start it right away, January 27th, because it seems like each week they're getting the new wave, and yeah, that's how it goes. All right, X-Transbots showed off pictures of the Galvatron, and I think that it looks really good, and it's going to be tough. So I'm going to hold off any of my reservations for whether I think it looks better than the Fans Toys 2.0 until later on, till I get them in hand, because there are pluses and minuses to each one. So right now I'm going to just quickly show you the box art. This came out, and it's so funny. Like, I post my news, and like a day or two later, stuff like this pops up that wasn't there when I was putting my news together. But yeah, this is fun. Last week all I saw was just the box. Now X-Transbots shows the whole collage together. Here is Abaddon from the his ABAC for Abaddon, and pretty clean. Man, I gotta say, one thing I will say about this versus Fans Toys, when we're gonna get to it, is I think that I think you'd be happy with either one. I think the average person would be happy to get either one of these in their collection just fine. But one thing is, they did put the cannon on his forearm, and I bet you with X-Transbots they even gave an option to put it on another part of his arm too, but it's his cannon on his forearm the way I think most people would actually want it. Let's do one more kind of crazy pose. Well, so that's kind of a stance in itself. That's not crazy. Here's a crazy pose. There it is. That's a lot. He's posed as a cannon. All right, there we go. That's a crazy pose. I will say this, because I'm not going this. I'm probably not going this far. Yeah, I'm definitely not going this far. I think the Fans Toys alt mode is better. It's not so much the design, aesthetic wise. I think it just feels a little more premium with the kind of translucent pieces they have near the rear and all of that. But it's still not a bad cannon mode. I just think Fans Toys might have done a little better job with their 2.0 on this one. Now, for the reason I keep this Fans Toys Sovereign 2.0 picture handy, very handy, is because there they are side by side, and I gotta say, not a whole lot of difference. I mean, the side flaps, if you look at the side, his hip flaps, it seems like they're inverted on X-Transbots. So I'm curious about that. I'm very curious about that. It just seems like they went the opposite route and did a whole different thing oppositely of each other in that regard. So, but overall, like, they both look great. I don't think that you could get one of these, put them on your shelf, and be disappointed with either one. But then again, it's going to be your own kind of aesthetic, that your preference, and oddly enough, if you get them for shows, either very similarly priced. I believe similarly priced. I might be pleasantly surprised. It might show up like 160, but I think it's going to be like 180 or 185. Sorry, 189. Yes, we found that last week. 189, and it was 195 for the Sovereign 2.0. So very, very similarly priced, very similar. So will be fun to do a comparison. All right, 4 days ago, Fans Toys put out their official FT32C Gotti Transformation 1. Transformation 1. I guess Transformation 2 would consist of going from alt mode to, yeah, that's out too. Transformation 2 is out, or reverse, or whatever they're saying it is. Anyhow, lots of good stuff going on with this transformation videos. And lots of transformation videos. Here's the end result of getting it into alt mode. And then essentially then you're going to know how to get into climb mode. So lots of them. It's 2, 4, 6 videos showcasing Gotti. And that's good. I mean, that's good. Right. People come out of me in the past for saying anything about them making the videos. It's good they're making the videos. It's good that someone's showing the process as they are getting more and more complex. I don't really think this one's too complex, but they are getting more and more complex, and it's good to make the videos. Better than some companies that just put a QR code to nowhere. Yeah. Oh, we got unique toys. R11, Buzz Guardian, Buzz Sentry via TF Staff outside Venic tongue review on Weibo. Gotta get it all, spit it all out there, and that's what it looks like. And get this surprise. There's some panel lines on the alt mode. Just the way it transforms, the way it goes from an organic to looking bot to a car. Not a bot looking bot to a car, but an organic looking bot. That's always kind of been the issue, in my opinion, with the movie designs, live action movie designs. Okay, so we got Anonymous Geon on Baidu, who put this picture up, but I like it because you can see comparison. I was still trying to gauge how big this is, and it's about as tall as an MMC component constructor. That's the Deletus or one of them, but I guess that's some sort of a leader class Megatron next to it, or a recolored leader class Megatron, something like that. But that's how big it is. So it's a pretty good size, which it's kind of doubles as an add-on kit. TDW Transform Dream Wave. TCW 12 Dreadstorm Maximus. So Yellow Park's showing off a prototype of their Dinobot. I'm pretty sure it's going to have the correct coloration when it comes out, but this is the AMK series, not Pro, and at the same time, I think I might be more into the AMK series than the Pro, because they are almost half the price, about the same size and scale. They look pretty good, but they're not painted as well, and they don't have die cast, but they still look great on the shelf. If you're going to get the Beast Wars, I believe they're going with a lower price point because they believe that Beast Wars has a smaller following than, say, G1 Transformers, but I don't know. I'm just guessing. But it looks pretty good, and yeah, that is definitely Dinobot. So we got Uranus Secret Toy Garden over here with pictures of New Age H71 Dick, and it's on Weibo. I gotta say, this looks good. The thing about this is always the fact that the paint looks great, it looks phenomenal. The kind of flare on the arms is a little bit too much for me, but at the same time, the rest of it looks pretty good. So it's a pretty decent offering overall. And there's the alt mode. You know, who doesn't love a Lamborghini? I mean, yeah, good luck trying to keep that thing on the road running these days. That's why you need Transformers, sentient beings that keep themselves running, right? So if it's got more than 5,000 miles, you're going to have to replace the engine or rebuild it. Iron Factory. I feel like I haven't talked about Iron Factory in a while. This is the Samurai Series IF EX76 Raija. And it, of course, I mean, you get 3 guesses who this is. Is it follows the rules? Nope, it's cheater. It's cheater. It doesn't follow the rules, cheater. So, there you go. I'm trying to find an alt mode, so here's the best you're going to get. The best you're going to get for an alt mode, because this dude evidently does not care about beast mode, and that is down there on the package somewhere. And who is this dude? A17 on Weibo. Thank you for showing your pictures. Another on Weibo 2020. We've got Dr. Wu's Workshop Extreme Warfare DWE42 Shifu. So that's the small one. I guess the large one, I believe that one's Iron Factory. Legend scale, I believe. And then the other one is Hasbro scale. So, am I right? If I'm wrong, it's not going to make me lose any sleep tonight, but fun picture. And remember, Dr. Wu is Sub Legends, like 2.5 inch scale. somewhere in that vein, probably not quite as small, but really close. Galaxy Toys, not quite Legends, not quite Dr. Woo. It is the Galaxy Toys, and these are the Mini 12B and through 14B welcoming team. They're the welcoming team. So they're going to say hi. Like, we need the Masterpiece purple one coming next, probably from MDU, whatever. But these are great. Let's see what the alt mode looks like. Clean, G1. I mean, I just don't get it why Hasbro couldn't have popped these out with their little $10 figures. But at the same time, you're getting the whole set here. I bet you they're... I got to check the price on them. I bet you they're pretty close to that, though. Pretty close to the $10 each. And at the $10 price point at retail, Hasbro should have been able to do something this good. They look great. They really do. After you see this picture, you're probably never going to look at the name Shartimus Prime the same. This is Optimus Prime holding a shard that was used to impale him, or whatever. It's cut into his abdomen, and now all of the Masterpiece ones have to have some battle damage to him, but that's the shard. Now, it is not sharp and all that. So I'm going to take the remainder of this time. So I'll probably have to cut it out later, but I'm going to show you the metal shard in the video. This is from Prime versus Prime. It's the Studio Series 86 40th Anniversary G1 Battle Damage Optimus Prime shard via Transmeme on eBay and Prime vs. Prime. And yeah, I cut the little segment out so you guys know what's up. It matches it, except it's rounded edges instead of sharp. Did I say Prime vs. Prime? I would like you to turn your attention to Transformers Timeline Samurai Optimism or whatever. And there they are. This is Prime vs. Prime. Somehow it gets everything so early. It is purely geographical location, guys. Just that's all there is to it. Here is the alt mode. Alt modes, plural, and that's what you get. So, not bad overall. Decent looking, fun little set if you're into all this stuff. I'm passing on it though myself. Alright, so we're catching up with the latest Transformer Cyber World episode, 20th episode of Cyber World. So, compilation of episodes 1 through 9 and 10 through 19 are available to watch. If you're into this and you want to watch it, then there it goes. Also, with all this, we have what I think is more interesting. TFCon Los Angeles, 13th through the 15th March. So, here's what's going to happen. You're going to collect your changeables, and then you're going to either go to TFCon or you're going to watch the third-party panel shortly after with a full collection of changeables. That's our timeline right here. Think about it. 2 days from now, you start collecting them. Anyway, Stan Bush, that music is amazing. Man, dare I want to dare, or do I want to have the touch? Yeah, it's amazing music. When I was pulling my clip that I'm going to try to get away with using in here, listening to that music is just so much fun from that 1986 movie. But I'm most interested in third-party panel. Kind of curious what happens. All right. So I did make a whole video about the Super 7 Ultimates Tigersharks and who's got a tiger by the tail. So I'm going to bore you here in a minute with a clip from my video 6 months ago. It's a short clip. But I just like to do this so that you think, well, Mike, do you ever get anything right? Yes, I do. See, that the broken clock is right twice a day. And the first two have got to be important. Gonna probably have Mako. Probably gonna have maybe a Captain Bizarrely, and then obviously like an Octavia or something like that, and maybe one more of the Tigersharks. But interested to see what his selection is for the first wave. I take that back. I bet he goes with T-Ray over Bizarrely. So since I made a whole entire video about this, there's not much more to say other than you go watch that video and you know all my thoughts. But I think that I made my guesses based on what they would think would sell the most and what alternate character that was, it's a big character but was never made, is going to get made. And that's how Super 7 works. See, Super 7, really, people want to trash Brian, but dude's got the cojones to take on Tigersharks. No other company has. And the other thing is that they always look fantastic. I mean, yeah, he's got some colors off here and there, so I mean, that's true. I mean, and you're talking hundreds of dollars worth of stuff that's improperly colored, but you can't argue with how that looks. And when it shows up, it'll probably be slightly different blues and greens and all that kind of stuff, but they'll still look good on your shelf. And if you like, say you like your Lion-O figure, if you like Mattel's Matty Collector Lion-O figure, you're gonna like these because they all follow the similar formula, but they're pinless, so there's that. But good looking figures overall. I'm very excited for them. I'm going to be in this for long haul. I hope it has legs, well, fish feet, and I can make fish puns all day. I do wish they would get back to a couple of G.I. Joe figures. Dungeons and Dragons, that's largely what I was hearing in the comments. Like, these are great, we're excited. Just such a small market that they're catering to here. And again, that goes back to Super 7M cojones. No other company's got those, you know. Elephant balls. Giant bird beaks. Okay, so we've got NECA's Sesame Street figures and Big Bird. And I don't know the exact height. Maybe I should dig a little deeper. Because it's going to be $60. And 7-inch scale is what they say. 10 inches tall. There it is. 30 points of articulation and $60 at BBTS and other places. Now, I found them all at Target and got them on some sort of a deal. Here's the trick. A little real quick. I mean, I don't have much to say. You can see it. It looks good. It looks fine. It's got 30 points of articulation. It's big. It's going to be tall. 10 inches tall. I've been able to get them all with the coupon, but you got to get the coupon that says like 10 off of 50 or whatever for the entire store, not just toys. Because a lot of times the toy one won't work for it. But if you're slick like me, you just walk up there and go, hey, I don't understand why it's not working. Oh, we'll just take care of it for you. That's how it usually works. Anyway, yeah, this is something I'm going to roll the dice and wait for. Target 60. I mean, maybe it'll end up being 50 if I can do that kind of stuff. But I think it looks great. I think it's fun. It's not a must-have for me. It's a if I can get a deal. But I'm glad NECA's knocking it out in a way. All right, so I only really grabbed 3 pictures. There's probably a lot more pictures I can do here, but Mafex is making a Bruce Wayne and a Clark Kent. This is the Bruce Wayne. He looks really good. You know prices. You know over $100. So it is what it is. It's weird. I'm just curious how they're going to do this. So here we go with Superman, but not Superman's Clark Kent. How does this have a swappable torso? It must have a swappable torso. I'm not exactly sure how they pull this off. So I've got to find more information. Bruce Wayne figure, Clark Kent, 2 portraits, a new portrait Mafex, Superman. Swap out torso. Yes, there it is, and interchangeable hands. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, kind of interesting. Here he is. It's just Clark Kent, which would be fun to do the whole, like, you've got a Clark Kent, then you got a Clark Kent opening his chest, you got a Superman. That'd make for a good display. That'd be a lot of fun. Another week, we got another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle announcement here. McFarlane TMNT black, white, and green figures, and these are available to order now. Oh, you can get them at Walmart or GameStop. Well, I'm not even interested in them, so I'm not going to worry about it. The 5-inch scale. So they are $27.99 each. And, you know, I'll tell you what. I'm going to show you one. Right here is Leonardo. So you can see the Leo and kind of the stuff he comes with. The whole overall body structure. Because it's going to be Cher, of course. Obviously, same old. But it's an interesting look. I am definitely turtled out. I definitely don't need another set of turtles. But at the same time, there are people out there going, I don't have this particular type or set of turtle. I understand that. I do understand that. And I understand who these are being made for. They're being made for people, not me. But, yeah, there they are. All right, so there's the Heman movie trailer coming out in June 6th, I think. And I've seen, just kind of turn it on in the background, listen to whatever people say and stuff. And I didn't even watch the trailer until like 30 minutes before I started filming this news, because I've heard so many people talk about it, and I've seen like bits and pieces here and there. But it's going to be a good movie. I think it's going to be a good movie overall. I think that it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I mean, is it true to the origin and all that? I don't know. But see, it's easy for me. I don't care. He-Man. They're changing up a lot of stuff. You know, we've got different Duncan going on. We got, I don't know the relation to Tila there. We've got the he-him on the mug plaque or whatever, his nameplate. I don't care about all that because as long as I just get to enjoy it and watch, it's great. Now, I'm not a huge Motu fan either. So if I was a huge Motu fan, I might be bothered about all this stuff. But I'm not huge into Motu. If I can just go in and turn my brain off and enjoy it, great. Don't have to think too much, but... The last thing I expect out of this movie is anything thought-provoking at all. It's just going to be gratuitous. Yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to be. Gratuitous violence. And I'm glad that they got Skeletor right. And in fact, I was looking him over. I was like, what would I have done different? Like, this is a great-looking Skeletor. It hits the source material. It makes a lot more sense for Skeletor's face to be white than yellow. Then like it wasn't. I just watched an episode of the cartoon and it was yellow. And I was looking, kind of matching it up, but yeah, it is definitely a solid looking CGI'd Skeletor that works. And I expect to enjoy the movie. It doesn't have to be great. It's only got to be good to be better than what's been getting released lately. I don't talk about Legends much, but this is the Incredible Hulk, Marvel Legends. So this is allegedly an abomination, and it's up for pre-order. That's Mattel or Marvel, Hasbro's words, not mine. Abomination. Hulk. I still don't have a Hulk in my collection, and this ain't it. This thing is $46.99. Still cheaper than the $60 one, which I think that thing went on sale, but people made a lot of negative comments about the $60 one, and it wasn't even surrounding the price. This one looks a little weird and goofy and scaly and stuff, just hashtag not quite my Incredible Hulk. I don't even own one Incredible Hulk, not a vintage one. I think it's kind of hilarious, and I've tried to pull the trigger 2 or 3 times. It's never worked. It's like does it have blanks in there? No, it had duds every time I try to pull the trigger. All right, next one here. We are going to be talking about Fraggle Rock Wave 3 Boss Fights Studios. This is going to have, I'm trying to remember the names, Moki and Gobo, the Cavern of Lost Dreams Gobo. I remember this very fondly from when I was a kid, and the figures look great. And this might be the only chance anyone ever gets. Priced at $44.99 each. You could get yourself an Abomination for that. And it's gonna be bigger. Oh man, I'm just joking, but I'm not. That's what makes everything so funny. But yeah, they look good. They work for me. I mean, if I was buying them. I know what you're thinking. Where's Waldo? The company Blitzway that made that amazing modern day interpretation of Inspector Gadget is making them. Where's Waldo action figure? And it looks spot on, pretty much. Blitzway does great work, but they're very proud of the stuff, and it's very expensive. It's like $115 or something like that. It's not. It ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. Comes with all this stuff. Now I'm gonna ask you, what shelf would you want to display your Where's Waldo on? So, you know, it's kind of like Jeopardy. Okay, I'll take any shelf for $600 because that's the whole point of this. It's genius, actually. Think about it. Where's Waldo? You can stick them on any random shelf and change the shelf any day. And Where's Waldo? If that's something you want to do. And look at all the cool stuff it comes with. Or all the stuff that's included. Alright, Star Wars. It's time for some Star Wars. And we've got this 4-pack. Now, this 4-pack appears to show up in the Denizens of Mos Eisley. And this is what you get. I just missed the point that it was in... They were all packed in one package like this. I thought it was 4 individually packaged figures put into one box, like we've been seeing with other 3-packs. We saw that with the Tatooine skiff guards. We saw that. That's what I thought this was going to be like. But anyway, January 28th, Wednesday. You can, at 1 p.m. Hasbro Pulse, you can order these if you want to pony up the money. Pony it up. It ain't going to be cheap. And then also at the time, you can pre-order this Star Wars The Force Unleashed Lord Starkiller. And with all them extra lightsabers, right? And then, what else do we have here? We got pre-orders. up for the Black Series fan channel wave release date revision, and it's changing from April to February next month. Advancing shipping dates from April to February because they have nothing else going on, evidently. So they delivered these. They look nice. Wait, hold a second. Jedi Master Dooku, the Seventh Sister Inquisitor, Quaylon Voss, and Kyle Katarn. I completely forgot they're doing Jedi Master Dooku, like, before he turned to the dark side, you know, prequels and all that. Prequels getting lots of love. Well, this is technically prequel, so it's real old. Coming April 6th to Disney Plus. Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord streaming April 6th. We've got Disney Plus. Oh, the way my wife did it, she got like the cheap version with the commercials for $3, $3 a month or something like that. But I gotta say this, Darth Maul is probably one of the baddest as can be villains in Star Wars, or characters in general in Star Wars. And it's funny that he got beat by Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan beat you, bro. But anyway, this will be interesting. I mean, we already know his fate, but it'll be fun to see his rise to power, I guess you could say. His rise to whatever he became. Rise to apprenticeship. Didn't make it past apprenticeship, did you? Or did you become a Sith Master, but you never became the true Master. All right. It's enough beating up on Maul. He's had a rough life, and you know he had prosthetic legs and stuff. But we'll probably watch it. It'll probably be good. So I guess that wraps up. I'll let you look at this McFarlane Movie Maniacs Lucius Gladiator 2 6-inch collectible. Well, it appears to be a statue. It's not Marcus Aurelius. I probably would be a little more interested in Marcus Aurelius, but I'm not really into the statues anyway. I'd like an action figure, but why not McFarlane? Anyhow, what else going on out there? I mean, other than ice, and be safe there. I hear there's a lot of wrecks out there. We're just not going to be leaving it out in this craziness and the negative degrees, and we just going to stay here and stay warm. Hopefully you're staying there and staying warm and staying safe and enjoying the news. But yeah, if there's anything else going on I missed, I'd love to hear about it. Like and subscribe. Good to hear, out.